we've been trying to organize this for the past, not joke, 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
Yes, finally it happened. Guys, this is great. My name is Sergey. And what we try to do here is do a really cool light show.
Yeah.
About new world economies.
So just so that you know, the name of the show is BRICS Unhinged.
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 Can you see this?
Unhinged. No, you can't see that. You only see yours
Yes.
and gray ones.
Right.
Sweet. No, but this is cool. So, what do we know about BRICS? So we got, I think it was actually a term coined by an American dude, right? Like a journalist, I think. He created a story and called it BRICS for the first time. I think it was like 2003. And like, don't quote me on this, but this is it, right? Having said that, crypto and the whole thing came about because I think it was natural that Americans with their policies and the way they do business and the way they run finance is a little they got on everybody's nerves. And the reason I like Bitcoin, so hold on, you tell me why you like Bitcoin. The reason I like Bitcoin is because of the timing. So Bitcoin came about on 31st of October, right? After Lehman Brothers collapsed in September. And
Wow.
it's very uncanny. And Lehman Brothers is what started the global financial crisis. Did you know that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we should not start with Bitcoin because people don't even know who the hell
well,
you
we
are.
should just, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Right.
Let's not start with Bitcoin.
So we start asking you guys who you are.
That's right.
We have, okay, I'm going to start asking you the question that I asked you when you walked in.
Yeah.
So where are you from?
I'm from Australia. You can tell by the quintessential Australian accent.
Yeah, but you look Russian. You look very Russian. You look like a bad,
Soviet,
bad guy
yeah.
from a Russian movie.
God damn it. Yeah, I was born in USSR. USSR, for all of you that don't know, used to what Russia used to be called. It was 15 republics. Russia was one of them. And Russia inherited USSR.
You ever killed anybody?
No.
You look like you have killed somebody.
I haven't killed anybody. People tried to kill me. Here he's actually a scar from a bullet that didn't kill me. Here's the bullet that didn't kill me. We should take a close up of that or something.
Yeah, with this camera.
This is but yeah.
Interesting story.
I've got lots of them.
Wow, man. They wanted to kill. Why did they want to kill you?
No, there was more of an accident.
What, in Russia or
No,
in Australia? In Australia? Guns in Australia?
Yeah, but how did the bullet and the duck?
No, it was ricochet. It was ricochet, and there was 3 pieces flying. I was wearing glasses, and 2 pieces broke my glasses. And thank God I was wearing them, right?
Yeah.
And the third one just got bang stuck.
Wow. So
How did bullet end up in your?
Because my friends shouldn't be shooting shit they shouldn't be shooting.
right.
They were shooting like stuff they shouldn't be shooting. A fucking rail. You go shoot a rail.
No. How did you put?
Yeah, I went to the jeweler and I got it. I put it in.
So it was stuck in your skin.
That's right.
Then you took it off of your skin. It
Yes.
was it's not automatic. Trust me. Like people are.
I know it's not
You
automatic.
took it out of your skin,
That's
and
right,
then
that's
instead of throwing it away, you decided to put it into a necklace.
That's right. That's because it's the one that didn't kill me. You see, here. That's when they take it out.
Let's see.
Holy shit!
Damn, bro. Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
So that was
That's
a mistake.
insane.
One of your friends wasn't supposed to shoot. And
That's right. That was a
So
mistake.
it wasn't
and that's-
It wasn't someone that was trying to kill you. It was a mistake.
Damn.
See, I used to be young. Yeah, that's when it went in.
Is this 2021?
Show it to the
No,
camera.
it was like it was 2014.
Wow.
Can you show it to the camera?
Cool, bro. Cool story, bro.
Good start. Yeah.
Yeah, now you know it's really a BRICS show.
that's
It's a little different.
No. The thing is,
The New World Order.
What separates BRICS and Africa in particular, right? Tell me. And
They also wanted to kill you in Africa when we went to Africa
right,
together.
that's right.
That's another story.
Let's come back to that. But no, what separates it, and this is what I love about this, right? And well, like we should quote this, right? It's because in the West, what happened? It's too easy for people.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by this, you walk up to the shopping center, the door's freaking open,
Yeah.
right? You don't think, you know what I mean? Everything is already done for you.
Right.
In Africa, third world countries, BRICS countries, right? You have to hustle.
Right.
And this is the theme of what you always do, and you tell people to hustle. And Gray is one of the best freaking hustlers I know, to tell you the truth. So kudos to you
Nice.
for that. All right, and you have to hustle. And people from those regions do understand what the hell we're talking about. right? Where you literally have to do something each day to survive, not just freaking sit there.
Yeah.
Fuck all.
And it always have to be different. It's not, there is no way where you can be like, oh, this is what I do, and then you do it for 30 years. Like
That's
that
right.
doesn't exist.
So
It's a
you have
world
to-
where it's all, you have to
What
adapt.
is this place that you're talking about?
Anything outside of the West.
Anything outside what we call the West.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So anything outside of Europe, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the
Because these
US.
are
I mean,
wealthy countries.
just look at how the similarities between Russians and Nigerians.
Yeah.
They're literally the same type of people.
Because Nigeria is Russia without snow. Yeah, it's like
They all like the designer clothes.
Yeah.
They don't really have the best taste. So what they do, they just buy whatever is expensive.
Yes.
It means it's nice. Different, same mentality. You know,
it's
You're actually right. with that.
think about it. Russians, Nigerians, they're the same.
I actually think so
That's right.
You know the splashing Gucci belts?
Right.
yes.
If you make the biggest Gucci belt, it will be either a Russian or Nigerian who's going to buy
Sometimes
it.
Chinese.
So, sometimes Chinese, yes, yes.
So you're saying that everywhere outside, I'm just recap. Everywhere outside of the West, people have to hustle every day because, differently from wealthy countries, nothing is taken for granted. Your health, your income,
Everything.
your lifestyle, nothing is taken for granted. So you have to actually earn and work harder in other countries rather than
That's
in the
right.
Western countries in order for you to have a normal, a good life.
But look, this affects even the attitude of people. If you're starting a company today, right, a tech company, and you're given a choice to either hire 1,000 Europeans or 1,000 Indians, who are you going to hire? You're more likely going to hire a bunch of Indians because
If I need
they're
a
more
leader-
hungry.
If I need a leader, I would hire a
They're-
European. If I
they're
need a
cheaper.
worker,
Nobody
I would
told
hire
it to
Indian.
Microsoft. What do you mean?
Right, look at Microsoft. Exactly. Look at
If I
Microsoft.
need a
Indian
leader,
Look at Google.
but if I need a leader, I would not hire an Indian. If I
Well,
need a leader,
like I
I
said,
would hire
nobody-
a Russian. I would hire an
No.
American.
No. I mean, look, if you're doing business, if you say a leader's got free money, so they make different kind of choices. If you're a business person, you think about profits and you want people that actually work. Are you going to choose 1,000 UK citizens or 1,000 Indians? The UK citizens, they'll be complaining about, oh, we're working too hard. They'll sue you, whatever.
I think UK, they're pretty NPC. So you can put together with the Indians.
Yes, we see.
Right.
You can put
No, but okay, let's say Italy or
Italy,
Greece.
Spain, they're very lazy. They're gonna not show up to work.
But that's what we're saying. But that's not
No,
BRICS.
that's it's complacent, right?
It's complacent.
Anything
Yeah.
outside the West is
Yeah.
people are still hungry,
Yeah.
and there's no stability, right? So in other words, you don't know who the hell is going to be the
But
next
UK
president unless
people-
you're Russia. Unless,
People will just do whatever they want. You ask them to
yeah,
do.
or-
Like
or-
they will be NPC.
But look, as bad as the UK might be, it's still more competent than, say, Spain or Greece.
Yeah.
So think about
Yeah,
that.
because
yeah.
they don't sleep most of the day.
Yeah, Greece, Italy, Spain, they will come work late. They will not do
Siesta. We
work.
want a siesta and we'll watch
Yeah,
football on the weekend,
yeah.
you know?
That's it, yeah.
Portugal is where it's at.
So,
Right.
But this is cool. So I said where I'm from. Gray, where are you from? Let's go.
I'm from part of the map that most of people don't even know. It's a country called Malawi. A lot of you guys watching have never even heard of it. The midst of the jungle. So I was born there, and then half of my life I grew up in South Africa. So a lot of you might know what South Africa is. South Africa is part of the BRICS, by the way.
You've heard of it. You know the fun fact about South Africa?
Mm-hmm.
The Rugby World Cup, Cricket World Cup, and
FIFA World Cup. Yeah.
Sorry, that's
South
the only
Africa is
country-
best.
It's the only country in the world that had that, where you had all the major sports World Cup.
Soon Olympics, I think, will be in South Africa at some
Inshallah.
point. Yeah,
I don't know
inshallah.
if they won it. Do they want it?
Oh, they want everything. South Africans like sports, entertainment, all the
The
fun
problem,
stuff.
the problem with the Olympics is it's economically non-viable recently.
I don't think most of these guys making these deals know anything about economics, right? I saw the Trump video when he was saying that when he became president, he was looking at the deals that were made for America prior. And he was looking at it like, for someone to make this kind of deal, they have to be either stupid or corrupt. So most deals to do with the government, especially in Africa, are like that. It's
Of
not
course, of course.
Okay, how did you end up from the jungle of Malawi to Dubai?
to Dubai, crypto. Crypto saved my life. It's either I was going to end up a criminal in the streets somewhere, or maybe just be a regular person, irrelevant, or
Well, what about government work? It's Malawi, like in Africa.
Yeah, but I'm not really a government kind of person. I dropped out of school. My attitude is so fucked up to be in government, so I just cannot do
You
it.
need to be complacent, right?
How did growing up in a place like that affect your mindset today?
Can you describe the place like that? What is it, the place like that?
Oh,
Jungle, very,
No,
No.
it's like jungle. I mean, I just understand it jungle. It's people back coming out of just there.
economically underdeveloped.
Okay. Right. So
It's in the house.
so it's like you have, in my environment was like you got a house with a bunch of neighbors on one street. The street is unpaved, so it's like a dirt road.
Yeah.
You remember,
Yeah.
a part of what you saw in Zambia. So you got a dirt road. You don't even have running toilets in our household.
you
We
got
never had
outhouse.
it. Your out toilet with it's a pit. They call the pit latrine.
Yeah.
And then you got your school is maybe a couple of kilometers away.
So you
you
can
have to walk
Yeah.
there each and every day.
Apartments in Dubai, you travel the world, but the question is how these affected how growing up.
I think you need to be using this microphone for you.
Yeah.
How growing up in a place so economically underdeveloped and behind affect your mindset today in your
Oh, okay, sure.
lifestyle?
I'm fearless because I've been at the bottom of the bottom, so I'm not scared of anything. Like any level of comfort for me is good. I don't need it,
So many people.
so I'm not scared of
So
like
many people
anything.
that grow up poor and then become rich are scared to fall back into poverty, myself included. I always feel like that kind of fear that is driving me. You don't feel that way ever.
No, it's just like you just become Geronimo, numb to it and you just
Well, I mean,
grind.
What's the worst thing that can happen?
Exactly.
I mean, the worst thing that can happen is you're gonna have zero when you wake up. Like, as in you wake up and you go, oh fuck, there's zero. I mean,
Yeah.
and you
you
go
build
back to
that-
what you've done before.
Then you
You know what I mean?
up again.
Yeah.
But it's like at the bottom, it's like you're scared for real reality. You maybe someone might want to stab you or something. You have some serious problem in your neighborhood. You don't really have even a way to make money. There is nothing at all. Now, if I lose something now, what would be the worst really? It's nothing close to what it was. So, yeah.
It's different kind of stress. It's different kind of level, right? So where, like, maybe we're talking about the basic level here. You know what I mean?
Right.
So here I am sitting with a freaking bullet in my face, right? And like the late Soviet Union and Russia. And I came, for example, when I came to Australia, we lived in barracks. So this is the first world country that had barracks. We also had a toilet outside, not the hole in the ground, but actually the proper toilet, right? And the kitchen was outside. And the four of us used to live in a room of like, well, not much bigger than Gotham is, I mean, you go back to basics to basically survive something like this. When you lose a lot of money or a friend or something like that, like it immunizes you. It immunizes you. That's what it does, actually.
So what about you? You say you had a previous wife and a current wife, right? Can you tell me about that? Right? Parts of the character.
Let's leave it to no. Let's leave it to the future episode.
The future episodes, yeah.
I'll definitely tell you the story. The story is fucking hilarious, just like my every goddamn other
Where is
story.
the first wife from and the second wife?
No, you know what? If you make him, he's going to end up talking about it. So let's keep that for the next
like,
episode.
I'm actually careful about that. The thing is, they're both from Russia. Let's leave it at that for now. There's going to be lots of funny fucking stories. Put it this
Right.
way. I know that Gray and myself included, must have lived fucking thousands of lives already.
Right.
Right?
I'm trying to touch the right part.
Yeah. Oh, no problem, right? But we live thousands of lives. It's freaking crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
like, for example, right? Like, I'm the guy that got beat up in freaking Dubai, mind you.
In Dubai, you get beat up?
Yeah, I got beat up. You don't know this?
No.
What do you do to get beat up in
It's
Dubai?
crazy. It's like, okay, these guys called me in the office, right? And then I come in and I'm expecting to see one guy there, right? I'll making it really short. And I'm expecting to see one guy in the office. So I come in and there's 5 of them, right? And I go, oh, must be, I just wait until you guys finish. He goes, no, you're with us. I go, I come in, 2 of them sit there. And he said, listen, you owe us $1 million. I go, what the fuck? Right? I go, you're talking drop. I go, but I don't even know who the hell you are. They go, well, we know who you are. And we invested in your talking and it dropped. So you owe us 1 million people. A lot of people suffered. I go, well, guys, I think you got the wrong fucking guy. And then I catch a couple of blows to the head. Mind you, they were actually, like, I would say these guys have done a bit of MMA, right? Because I haven't fought since I was 18,
Right.
right? But this one I felt kind of thing, you know what I mean? I'm fucking 42, I'm always goddamn pensioner.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It was you against 5 of them?
That's right.
And the MMA guys.
Yeah. No, the two, at least two of them, they were beating me. The other three were just fucking there for the moral support, not for mine. Yeah.
Did you report it?
I did not report it, but I got 21 of my fucking guys, and then those guys had to apologize.
Ah.
So we didn't report it, so we kind of told it.
Yeah. So one thing about growing up in these fucked up places is how you view the legal process. You know, it's like if you're coming from fucked up place, you're used to just handling everything on your own directly with people.
Yeah.
Where, you know, everybody makes their own rules. If somebody pisses you off or you have a problem, you just deal with them directly. And then when you're in the civilized cities, you have now to learn how to deal with the legal process, go through the courts, what. That's another difference.
The courts don't work though. A lot of the times the courts don't work. I've been in a court battle for the past 7 years. People shafted me for $3 million, right? I've been trying to get my money in Australia, everything.
Have you ever had problems with any government?
I always have a problem with government, every government. Yeah, except for Emirates. Emirates is the best government.
Have you ever got deported from some country?
No.
Okay.
I got arrested for not leaving 50 meters away from casino. So actually, I got drunk in the casino. I walk out myself, right? And then I'm asking concierge to get me a room because I was a VIP there. And as I do it, there are like five or seven security guards will escort me out. I go, yeah, no problem. I'll stand outside. I'm standing outside. They got out. They left. And then they come back and they say, cross the road. I go, what the hell? I'm already outside. I go, cross the road. So because of that, they arrested me. I spent about 5 years, five hours in jail. It's Australia. There's also the funny thing about Australian jails, right? So I'm sitting there, there's three, it's not a jail, it's like where they put you before the jail, right? In the cop station. So there's 3 cells in the cop station. I'm in the middle one. So I go bang, 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 bang. And it's like glass, it's thick glass. Bang, 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 let me out. I want to drop the kids at the pool.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, I want to shit, right? So I want to go to the toilet, right? So they get me to the toilet, right? I go to the toilet, come back, right? And 2 other dudes were sitting on each side of me, right? But their doors are open. What the fuck I do? Why do you close my door and their doors are open? And they go, well, those guys have claustrophobia. I go, motherfucker, me too as well. So basically, in Australian jail, they don't even close the goddamn door for the people because they have claustrophobia.
Claustrophobic, yeah.
Fucking hell. But yes, there was.
So look, a lot of let's talk about something interesting that's trending on the internet right now. A lot of passport bros, they talk about Russian girls and how submissive. Passport bros, they talk about Russian girls, that they're so submissive and nice and polite, and then at the same time they complain about them wanting money.
Yeah.
So can you give some game on how to do it? How different are Russian women from the normal?
Is there a girl in this world that doesn't want money?
I mean, you can ask them.
I don't know. Do you know any girls that don't want money?
I don't know any girl that don't.
Is there a person? Forget girls or boys, right? Is there a person in this world that doesn't want any money? I don't think so.
It's more about.
There are guys out there complaining and crying that the women this day they just want money. It's like, of course.
No, but the way I think about it, right, and every Russian girl I know, to tell the truth, is similar to that, right?
Yeah.
Or any girl that I know is similar to that. And the way is this, right? It's a trait, right? So think of it as her beauty, for example, or her skill or wits or whatever, they're finite.
Yeah.
Right? So she's spending this particular time with you, right? So maybe you should compensate her at the very least.
Right.
Right? Same thing with you, with anyone, right? If I go somewhere, right, I'm spending my time explaining something to someone, right? I should probably get freaking compensated.
Right.
So think about it this way. If you're some fucking dude that thinks, oh shit, I got a cock and I'm just gonna stick it up and that's enough for a girl, probably not. The reason is because there's a fuckload of cocks on this planet.
Right.
Right? And to tell the truth, a lot of fucking, a good cock is the one that's attached to a fucking smart brain. A lot of the times. And the best organ, as we know, is the brain, not the fucking cock. Just from experience. And this is it, right? So in other words, to tell the truth, and I tell it to my mates as well. When they start bitching about chicks, I go, what the fuck do you expect, you know?
Right.
You guys think about Andrew Tate?
Andrew Tate. No, Andrew Tate, I mean, he's a fucking dude, whatever. I mean, has he hit a girl? He hasn't he?
I'm mentioning Andrew Tate because I think it's very triggering for so many people online. So these
It's actually, what I think about Andrew Tate or any trash talks right?
Yeah,
And I've never.
it creates a lot of bipolar.
Okay, let's ask this in a different way. Would you want your son to watch unrooted videos or not?
No, but the problem is, this is the problem with our fucking society. And this is the West we're talking about. Look at me. Like, serious. We're talking about third world countries, for example,
Right.
at the moment, right? I would go away not to see the fucking violence, any extra violence.
Yes.
But people in the West are so like desanitized, and they go, oh shit, oh this guy fucking hit a girl.
I don't think,
Our society is broken.
Sorry if I interrupt you. I don't think Andrew Tate is making a lot of online, is taking a lot of online attention because he beat up a girl. I think the main reason why Andrew Tate is famous is because of the way he speak about women.
But that's what I mean.
And that's why I connected to the
Yeah.
money
And
thing.
our
money.
our society is so fucking broken, right?
Yeah.
That fuckers like Andrew Tate mean something. You got a motherfucker that talks that degrades women, right? Does it publicly, hits them, right? He now, although as far as I understand, now he doesn't do it, right? Now he took up Islam or something, and he's all great, right?
Right.
I mean, alhamdulillah, Andrew Tate, if you're watching it, good work. But our society is fucking broken.
Yeah.
If you have this shit happening, you know what I mean? There's a lot more content that you can create without being a fuckwit.
Right.
Oh,
No,
fuck.
but I mean, the fact that guys, a lot of young men watch and want to see that kind of content, I think it shows that there's something missing in the West.
It's the wow
There's no
factor.
challenge.
That's right.
Exactly. There's no challenge in reality.
It's a wow factor, you know what I mean? The thing is, I mean, the way you make these fucking podcasts famous, right? And we go back to Kim Kardashian, right? Is you could turn around, okay, she turns around, shows her ass, and somebody fucking sticks it.
Yeah.
The way you would fucking become famous, you get up, pull it out, now, right now, yeah? There you go, famous, right? The reason is because it's polarizing. And same with Andrew Tate. So you show something or you do something that's different, right? But
I think the main concept that Andrew Tate is famous for is because he's against feminism, and he say that women are supposed to, like, he only likes women under a certain age, and women are supposed to be submissive towards men, and that they
Well,
are supposed to
Marie,
not
there's-
have a
there-
brain.
there's-
But you know what's funny about that is that the things that Andrew Tate and the Western men complain about are actually normal and standard. Let's say if you go outside of the Western women. So for Russian women, if you date Russian women, they're basically the opposite of what people complain about in the West, for the most part, right? She will be a woman. She expects you to be the man, pay the bill, take care. Whereas in the West, it's all about let's split the bill and kind of shit. So there's different kind of mentalities as
And
well.
the thing is, there's a woman, there was a woman, right? Mary Curie, when she's the one that actually discovered radiation. So, I mean, every time Andrew Tate says something about a woman being anything less than a man, he should probably refer to his history, at the very least.
Yeah.
So
That's a good point.
So the thing is, it's I mean, if you're a fuckwit, it's not a woman's fault. Essentially, that's it. And the thing is, a lot of guys are looking for validation why their wives fucking leave them in terms to fuck off. Not because, and a lot of the times it's because he is a fool. It's because he's a slob and a fool and whatever happened, right?
100%.
He can't make money. He can't fuck her. Sorry. Well,
You can fuck her correctly.
yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever, you know what I mean? And that's the problem. And this is actually inherent problem in our society. And the problem is that people in the West, for example, have enough fucking time to think about shit like that.
Right. That's the thing, right? Like different societies have different kind of problems. In the West right now, the biggest problems are LGBTQ and all this kind of stuff. And you go on the other side of the world and that shit doesn't exist. You know? Like even
It's a little more important
where I was growing up, I didn't even know such a thing as depression or mental health and all these kind of fancy things. But I understand it now. It's things that when you become rich and too comfortable, you start worried about things that probably are not there. You know, like everything bothers you and you consider it as a
Well,
as a
that's
problem.
right, because you get enough. Like, you know, back in, say, cave time.
Because humans are always looking for what they're missing and not to what they actually have.
If you have too much free time, you start thinking about shit, right? And a lot of the times it may not be productive.
That's what I'm saying.
Free time is the devil. Basically, all the bad things happens mostly in your free time. Because if you have things to do, you fill it up with the right thing to do, you're busy. But if you're free, you become depressed, you can only drink, you know, become like an alcoholic, a drug addict in your free time.
When is that you are free? When you are free, when you don't have to worry about making money, survive. You have to get out of the survival mode, right?
When you have no challenge, you're free.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying humans always look to what they're missing and not to what they have, because imagine like someone like you starting very humble from a place where it was very challenging to become wealthy, and then finally having
Forget wealthy. It was challenging to.
Just to get by.
Yeah.
right? Now you have, and now you earned, and then you have the life you wanted right now, and that's when you start to understand, okay, what am I missing now? What else? Now I'm wealthy, so now I don't know. I'm missing a.
Oh, now now the modern problems is that maybe I need to buy a Lambo, or maybe not, or should it be blue?
And it all
Oh, that they don't have a green interior. Oh my gosh, why could they not have it?
Humans are never happy because they're always looking to the next thing they want rather than what they actually just
Look,
achieved.
So let's talk about Sergey and his tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about my tattoos.
So, what was your idea? Were you just thinking that I want to look like a Russian mafia boss with a weird beard and a bunch of tattoos?
I didn't.
Which, from a distance, they just look like normal tattoos, but they're really cool. This one is a Bitcoin tattoo,
this is actually Bitcoin, guys.
and this one is EMC squared.
This one is 19 formulas that change the world.
Right.
I'm a geek.
Right.
Right. Even though I don't.
You don't look like it. You don't look like a nerd,
Yeah,
but you are.
well, I'm a nerd, right? But I don't look at. No, Bitcoin. This one is actually the guy overtook me by 2 weeks.
Are you Satoshi?
The what?
Are you Satoshi?
I'm not Satoshi. No.
Okay.
And even if I was, you're not meant to say. I think Satoshi because it's a 3-letter abbreviation. So I think it starts with a C, and the middle is I, and the last one.
Oh, you fell into that?
No,
into that
I
trap?
believe in it. No, I believe in it. I'll tell you why.
I think for you to make it make sense, you have to drop a lot of other unnecessary information. Like one of them is Chinese.
No. I'll tell you why. Right? Look at this, nice and quick, because this might be used in the next episode of Sneep.
Right.
That's important, right? Where does America get their money? Right? They borrow it.
Yeah.
Right? They borrow it. They print out bonds.
Yeah.
Right? So treasury bonds. So T-bonds, right? So for those of you who don't know, T-bond is a paper that says, after this time or on this date, I'll give you X amount of dollars. Usually,
Right.
I don't call it $100, right?
Yeah.
And you buy this piece of paper for $80 today, for example.
Yes.
In 10 years' time, you'll get 100.
Yeah.
And this is how they get the debt. This is where they get the money from.
Right.
Now, usually they sold it to countries like Russia, China, every freaking country in the world, right? However, after the war happened in Russia, right? Russian held American bonds were blocked.
Yeah.
Over 300 billion of it with a B. Now, obviously, countries like China, or any BRICS country looks at this and it says, what the fuck? I mean, here we are collecting all these bonds, which we think is American paper,
Right.
American dollars, but turns out that it can be blocked
Yeah.
at any time. America doesn't like the slant of the eyes of Chinese people, they fucking block it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? America doesn't like, I don't know, the color of the skin of the South African dudes, fucking
Block
block
it.
it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is actually a problem.
They did this to Zimbabwe and all this shit. Block,
that's right,
block,
that's
block,
right,
block.
That's right. And this is the problem, right? Then what happens is this. So now they print more bonds, right? Who fucking buys them? Russia doesn't buy them.
Yeah.
China is reluctant, right? Japan, right? At the moment, Japan is kind of buying it.
Buying American
You know
bonds.
who else is buying it? Backing of USDT.
Right.
Backing of USDT is buying it. So USDT is backed now by American Treasury bills.
Wow. Okay.
Now, what also happened? We got treasury bills happen, right? So they sell it to them, right? What happens when they issue more USDT? They pump Bitcoin,
Yeah.
right? They pump Bitcoin. The reason, like in 17, 18, the reason Bitcoin pumped is because they were issuing more USDT.
More USDT, yeah.
Not because all of a sudden everybody fucking woke up and started doing it. Started thinking crypto. Now, what happens? The price pumps, hence it's pumped.
Mm-hmm.
How do you bring it down? ETF. Right? So you go ETF and you sell it back to the American people.
Yeah.
Sell it back to the American people, American corporations, everything. But you still 1-to-1. It'll go indefinitely.
Yeah.
What is going to happen next is you're going to have futures on ETF.
Yes.
You're going to have ETFs that are not fully backed. Now, after knowing this information and this flow, so what's happening? America is selling these bonds, even though they already sell it to the
Right.
to the public. They're selling it to corporations through this little fucking scheme,
Right.
increasing the volume of crypto. When Trump says he's going to use crypto to pay off American debt,
Yeah.
this is what he means.
Right.
And-
He's onto something. On now.
And this is what it's all about. And so essentially, this is what's happening. So like, I don't know if we were able to put in like overlays to explain this, but like I dumbed it down as much as I could. But this is very cool. So in other words, after this, I would think, whoever developed this fucking system is a goddamn genius. And that's why I said CIA.
I see. Okay. Yeah, that's a very plausible thought process about who Satoshi could be. If CIA, I still don't believe that I lost trust or value. The value of CIA to me is lesser than what it used to be. You know, now they seem like it's run by a bunch of incompetent people. But
it could be. If there is enough idiots making mistakes, one of these idiots will make a fucking great.
Oh yeah, sure.
So
that's
maybe
true.
that's a problem. Maybe it's a number of CIAs.
Right.
Just
Okay, so another thing we should talk about is, have you ever been to the Didi party? Did you ever attend to any Didi party?
I have not been. Thank God I haven't been to a Didi party.
No, but if you when you were in the US, you attended a lot of parties, right?
But I haven't been to a Didi party. I'm not that famous.
Okay,
Right?
so
I'm not that important, guys.
so a lot of people are wondering, you know, you're wealthy yourself, you've made hundreds of millions of dollars before. So a lot of people are wondering, why would someone get so much money and then the trope being that they fall simply because they were doing parties? Like, what makes so rich people that stupid?
Yeah, okay, the thing is, and I have a lot of friends that done that, right? The thing is, when
They have
you
done
wake
what?
up-
They've been to Didi party?
No, they derail their lives.
All right.
So I had people die, I had people going into drugs, alcohol, everything
After they got rich.
after they got rich.
Yeah.
Because once you wake up, right, and you say, for example, see, I don't know, 100 million on your balance, right? Mm-hmm. And this is quite crazy. You go, what the fuck? This is $100 million. Imagine this. What the hell do you need to buy
Yeah.
to be able to, like, this is literally nothing that you could not afford,
Yeah.
right? And then you go, okay, what the fuck do I do next? You know, and then you feel like you can, like, literally own the place. And for example, your doorman all of a sudden, and I hope it doesn't happen, but sometimes it happens. Your doorman is suddenly, like, you know, your bitch, or you treat him like your bitch.
Right.
A lot of the times, money breaks people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And they give into it because
That's right.
they want something from you too.
That's right. And a lot of the times they like people give into it, yeah.
Right.
But a lot of the times people just go, listen, I can fucking do anything.
Because nobody wants to challenge you. You know, if you're paying everybody around you, your
That's right.
driver,
But then
your-
from your point of view,
Yeah.
right? Who the fuck are you? I don't want to talk to you. Get fucked.
Right.
You know what I mean? Please, bang, 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 and you turn into an asshole. You turn into someone who is looking for the next chase, because ultimately you solved your financial problems and woes that
Right.
you have, if you ever had them. But all of a sudden you turn into like a total fucking asshole.
because I guess when you were chasing the money, you had some objective
That's
and a
right.
challenge, right? And then you solved it, you have no meaning anymore.
That's right. And see, and that's why it's important, right, to keep a bigger goal than $1 billion, for example.
Yeah.
Like all monetary goal. Monetary goal is achievable, and it's not the aim, because if it is your aim, right, you're probably gonna just waste it, and your life may finish a lot quicker than you think.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because of the substance abuse, because of alcohol, everything. You know what I mean? Because well, you're just not gonna be a nice fucking person. You know what I mean? Like some guys I know, they just total assholes. But the thing is, you need a bigger goal.
But what's with the thing with the parties and all these weird things that a lot of rich
Well, what
people
else-
are,
what else
you
you
know,
gonna do,
like
you
they
know?
do PDF files and stuff like that?
No, yeah. Well, imagine, right? You've tried everything, literally, right? You drove from fast cars. You've been, like, I don't know, jump from parachute. You freaking dived everywhere, right? You've been to
Yeah.
every freaking continent in the world, right? You already seen everything. I mean, what haven't you seen, right? And there you can, like, you chasing something
Yeah.
that'll trigger the dopamines in your brain, right? So a lot of the times it's gambling. A lot
Yeah,
of the times
yeah,
it's
yeah,
gambling. Like, but once we go into, like, you know what you mentioned, right? I don't want to mention it. Once
Yeah.
you go into that,
TDF stuff and yeah.
yeah. Once you go into that, I mean, this is next level crazy, because you start thinking that you're invincible. You start thinking of you invincible, and you're the God's gift to this planet.
And so what do you think about P. Diddy? Do you think he was really like doing all
I
those
don't.
things, or are they just...
You gotta be like, I to tell the truth, I don't know. I don't want to speculate on it, and the reason I don't know as well, because in the West, right? So, for example, we talk here West and BRICS, right?
Yeah.
In BRICS, for example, right? If somebody wants your company, if somebody wants to get you, right? They usually get cops or someone or gangsters to come and fuck you,
Yeah,
right? So you go pay off the cops, and they come in and fuck you,
yeah.
right? In the West, it also happens, right? But there, for example, if somebody wants to destroy you, all you need to do is just say, listen, he's against Jews, or he's a
He slept with this girl
Oh,
10
yeah,
years
oh,
ago.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually they put something that is like, you know, it cannot be proven right or wrong.
No, it can. But what I'm saying though, the news comes out
Yeah.
everywhere.
Right.
Right? He's accused of.
Yes.
Nobody reads he is accused of.
Yeah.
You straight away read, okay, he is a rapist.
Yeah.
Right? Like, or whatever. He's a straight away. So it goes in people's mind. He goes to court. It takes him 4 years to prove that he's not, for example. Right? But, and the papers that wrote it, they would put a little footnote there saying that, oh, sorry, on 4 years ago we published this note that he was a rapist, but he's actually not.
In the footnote.
That's right. In the footnote.
It's never the headlines to be like,
right.
oh, he has been
He's
proven.
That's right. That's right.
Imagine saying, oh, P. Diddy has been proven that he's none of those things that they said he was. They will never do.
Even though we're not saying that, we don't know.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we know one thing. I know that he's a woman abuser because I've seen a video of him beating up a woman.
That is a horrendous video.
If he has to go to jail, in my eyes, he would have to go to jail because of that.
That is a horrendous video.
Everything else is weird.
That is a horrendous video. And to tell the truth, I mean, the thing is, if you want to fight, and anyone that ever thinks of hitting a woman or a weaker being, right? Think of it, right? If you really want to fight, I don't know, go against Makhachev in a fucking ring, octagon, right? Go against one of the MMA fighters, see how strong you are. The thing is, if you try to dominate with a person who is by default weaker than you, then it doesn't make you any stronger. And this is really important.
You know, as someone who grew up around people that beat up their wives and stuff, it's really, really weird. I would never understand it, you know. And at least now people are more sensitive to it. But like in the environment where I grew up in, where you heard the house next door, the guy's beating up his wife, and then you call the neighborhood watch, they're like, oh, we don't get involved in...
But that's the thing. Like, for example, there was a story in Kazakhstan recently, or last year, right? One of the guys, like,
Perfect.
There was a story in Kazakhstan. One of the guys who was a prominent politician, right?
Yeah.
He actually killed his wife, right? So while beating her, he actually killed her, right?
Wow.
And it's like, I think in Kazakhstan they actually changed a couple of laws to accommodate for that. But this is like the thing is, at the end of the day, I mean, like, violence is not the answer, right? Like, we are given conscience for a fucking reason.
Yeah.
And we have a tongue, and we're able to communicate for goddamn reason.
Do you also think that there are some people that are attracted to toxicity? Have you ever met women that just like a little bit of conflict?
Of course.
Or even men. I know some guys that just like to argue with their girlfriend, and it seems like it's their love language. What do you think about what's wrong? What triggers that in people most of the time?
Well, I don't know. It's like,
do you have that or not?
No, I don't have that. I'm the kindest person you ever meet. You know what I mean? Even though I don't freaking.
Even though you don't look like you look like a Russian mafia.
Yeah. No, but truthfully, I'm the kindest person you ever meet. They like, I don't know. The thing is, like I believe in education, and I believe in the power of thought. Not like telepathic kind of shit, but actually you can come up with anything if you put your mind to it.
Right.
So, to tell the truth, and it's a lot less effort than going there, chasing someone, fucking screaming something, whatever, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? Like, it's all cheap, right? But some people, if they don't have enough skills or experience to bring out the emotion through bring out the emotions verbally, well, they come down to just using violence or whatever, right? I mean, obviously, alcohol doesn't help, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the times, I don't know the statistics, but I would say most of the times that there's alcohol involved.
Right. So do you want to go through the questions that you had?
I have the questions right, but okay. Well, we're talking about what? We need to talk about the American election.
American election, yeah. So now we're going to talk about the election.
No, hold on. But let's go through the questions. Okay. What did you do before crypto?
No, let's finish the election and then we're going to the questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want me to say?
No,
Yeah.
no, I can. Like,
What do you guys think about what's happening in America with the elections?
Okay. So my take on the election is
but
this.
hold on. Both of us are not American citizens.
Right.
So why do we
care?
Why should anybody care what we think?
Okay.
Right?
Right.
The reason is because America sets the policy, global financial policy.
Right.
And that affects us.
Because we are under this world where the dollar is the end-all currency that settles all trade, except now that BRICS is trying to change that, right? BRICS is going to come up.
Inshallah, they'll change it.
Right. But, my thing with the U.S. elections is this. This is a problem in most parts of the world. Like, how the hell did the Democratic Party come up with Kamala Harris as the candidate? It's like, how in the world is that even possible? This person is incompetent. You listen to what she said. To me, I wouldn't if I was American, I wouldn't vote for her simply because she doesn't seem to have any real skills. Yeah. She has no background to back up that she has been good at anything. She's just a politician. But I'm not surprised because most of the world where you have democracy, you have this problem where a lot of incompetent people are ending up in power. And then on the Republican side, I mean, Trump, is he really the best person you could have come up with?
Well, 400 million Americans, and that's the best thing you can do.
Right.
It's crazy. The thing is, I think it comes down to the proverb.
Proverb.
Yeah, one proverb. Initiative is the mother of all fuck-ups.
Right.
Right? I'll explain. Okay, here you are sitting in a government position.
Yeah.
Right? Or here you are sitting and looking at the way that American elections are made.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's a lot of electoral college bullshit. Right? So what I mean by this is people, unlike what they think, they don't actually vote directly for the president.
Right.
Right? Regardless, right? So there's there are issues with American election system, right? But regardless. So for example, you're the one overseeing it, right? Now you have a choice whether to try to change it or just keep it fucking going.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, when you try to change it, there is the risk of you fucking up.
Right.
And then you're going to be punished. So therefore, you just go and roll with the flow.
Right.
Same with Biden, right? So we got Biden sitting there, right? And to tell the truth, if you look at the videos of Biden 4 years ago and now, there's two different people.
Right.
Right? He is switched on. He's reasonable, you know what I mean?
Right.
He's like put against Trump and his bullshit. Like Trump just shoots at fucking bullshit. I mean,
Yeah.
goddamn grass is red. Fucking hell, grass is red, mother. You know what I mean? Like whatever. You know, it's like having said that, there are red grasses out there, right? But he says fucking sky is
yellow.
Yellow, whatever. You know what I mean, and people just go for it. Yeah, fucking sky is yellow. The thing is, it's all about popularity context.
Right.
Content. It's all about popularity competition
And content.
yeah, and content. And
Right.
and we spoke about this before. And the thing is, that is actually brought up in America it's through school.
Yeah.
You know, you're popular, you're not popular, etc. Blah blah blah. All this shit.
Yeah, Americans wonder how things are getting fucked up, but their society is based on popularity contests
That's
and shows. Everything is a show to them.
That's right.
Basically.
And the thing is, and so in other words, for initiative, in any government position or in any position, you would rather keep the status quo.
Right.
So this is stability is above change. You know what I mean? And
Right.
Trump comes out with his "Let's make America great again," right? This implies change, and people haven't seen this, and they said, "Shit, we haven't tried change in the past 50 years." Even though they probably fucking have. I mean, Reagan was all about change as well, right? So they haven't tried change. Look, as far as the society memory is concerned, because
Right.
society is actually quite.
It's short memory.
Short memory.
But you know what's funny about it is that it's a very good point you said that stability of society is more important than the change because it's very risky. And for Americans to actually see real change, it would mean that they have to diminish their quality of life. Instead of every household having 3 cars, you probably have to get back to 2 because the debt ratio is way too high right now.
The problem it's not even diminished. They call the system is broken. Look at this. A lot of people talk about democracy, right?
I'm not a big fan, but yeah,
no shit, because it's a myth.
it's really stupid if you think about it.
And this is and we're not saying that what do you call it, authoritarian societies are great or anything. A democracy, right? It's Greek, right?
Yeah,
Who was able to vote when they were talking about democracy? Male landowners.
right.
So you go the whole fucking society, women know, male landowners, and they call it freaking democracy. Yeah, shit, yeah. Okay, so this guy has freaking 1,000 slaves, and he votes.
Right.
Having said that, all right, we got to the point where everybody can vote. All right, we just discussed that people don't read don't read more than freaking 2 pages.
Right.
Sorry, 2 pages.
They can't even watch a 2-minute video.
That's right.
Right
and
now.
The thing is, and then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? For example, right? You got like most people that vote are older people. Why? They have more fucking time. They
Right.
go and vote. How much do they have left?
Have you ever voted before?
In Australia, it's compulsory to vote. This is a very democratic Australian society. Kudos,
Yeah.
kudos and hello to every fucking democracy in this planet. If you think you're not democratic, try being made to vote in Australia. So in Australia, you have to vote.
Wow.
So yeah, I voted lots of times. Yeah,
Okay.
And then actually in both countries.
Okay, so do you think women should vote or not?
Fuck yeah.
What's the argument for them not voting? I don't understand it.
I don't think there is an argument for them not voting. No, the argument. I think,
Do you think everybody should vote?
No, but I'll explain. Fools should not vote. For example, if you are just a mug, let's call it a mug, right? You go, you live through your life through just being a blob, right? A slob, let's call it that, right? So you go, nothing interests you, right? Let's say apart from say computer games, and I'm not saying the plays computer games is a fool. I'm just saying you just an average dude. Right?
Do you think poor people should vote?
No, hold on. I'll explain.
Right.
You're an average dude, right? That goes through life just for that, right?
Yeah.
And then on the policy, there is a policy. Let's separate England from the rest of Europe. There are implications, economical,
right?
Security implications, everything. Now, what the fuck do you know about economic implications of that?
Where you've been a blob all your life.
That's right. Like fucking
a couch potato, yeah.
You know what I mean? And okay, plumbers, right? I'm saying, like, for example, if there is a vote for the diameter of a pipe, fucking ask the plumbers. They would know better.
Right.
If there is a vote for economic implications of Brexit, ask them. There is a concept. There is a project actually in crypto used to be called AGI, Singularity. And the white paper, like I was the one editing the white paper back then, right? I was the first investor there too. The concept there they looked at was liquid democracy. And what it means is this is for AI, right? And this is the concept I'm pushing and they're pushing.
Right.
Where you'd say you only vote and your vote is actually weighted by your skills. So in other words, if we're talking about economic policies, whoever has an economic degree and whoever is known to have to be a proper economist should probably have, let's call it 100 times the vote of any other dude.
Right.
If we talk about I don't know, if we're voting about the placement of a house, architecture.
But you know that is easier to implement in areas where meritocracy is real and you have like some sort of a physics-based rating. Well, because if you say something like economics, you know, which is very, very dynamic, it's easy to rig as well because you can rig it through the school system by manipulating.
Rigged as well.
Oh yeah, the current one is worse, of course.
No. The thing is, you can't implement it in the existing system.
Right.
That's why we have AI.
But what I agree is that I think people who should vote are the ones that have initiative, a real initiative in the economy. Landowners, if you're a landlord, you need to have a certain amount of net worth to prove that you're actually positive GDP to the economy. Yeah. Not just everybody.
Well,
you know?
No. The thing is, like everybody should have a motivation to become better.
Right.
Like, and it could be a voting. Vote if that.
Right.
Right. Vote if you do a certain threshold. Right. Having said that, it is possible to game that system if you start fucking around with thresholds. But the thing is, at the end of the day, everybody should become better, strive better. Our life is only fucking hell. If you're talking about Africa, we're talking about life expectancy of freaking 40 years or 50 years.
Right.
Right. But like, we only got 50 years. Productive fucking 30.
Yeah, productive 30
you know
years.
What I mean? And this is like, and we spend all this shit dealing with all this stupid shit.
I mean, I think the system likes it that way. They want us to spend more time on TikTok, on stupid shit, arguing, dance videos, and then the world is just flying by.
This is becoming very,
and then the next thing, they want you to make a decision about Brexit. It's like, what?
We're just using Barracks.
Right,
we're just using Barracks.
Of course, yeah.
So like Cambridge Analytica. I mean, actually, like I know a couple of people from Cambridge Analytica, a couple of friends, right? And there is a Netflix documentary about a girl that is a friend of mine, right? So that's actually, yeah. I'm not going to mention it, but do have a look. And Cambridge Analytica is the one that was influencing the public vote, not in Brexit, not just in Brexit,
everywhere.
Yeah, right. And it's crazy. So you look at Facebook, and they were actually feeding the certain information to certain people. It's crazy.
But you know what's weird about algorithmic manipulation is that it's worse in places like Africa because in Europe you got the GDPR, right? Yeah. They regulate the EU laws on how the internet and data should be moved. In Africa, most countries have no say because they're so small, and then they haven't aggregated together to demand what should TikTok, if you're in Africa, be regulated. There is no law. Everybody just do whatever they want. So it's easier to sort of infiltrate, manipulate people and do whatever. In Europe, you've got restrictions for X, for Instagram, for all the platforms. In the US, the same. Yeah. In Russia, the same. In fact, most of the platforms are banned. In Africa, it's basically run your app. We don't control. You show us corn, whatever you want. Yeah. Nobody cares. And because most of the leaders have no idea how.
Oh, they're too busy. They're too busy freaking doing like filling their own pockets or whatever the hell they do there, right? I don't even know.
And even the creators, most creators in Africa don't even get paid. because the game is rigged against them, and their coffers, the leaders at the top, don't know what's going on.
The thing is, you see, the problem comes, right, in a global, like a lot of like people, like if you go to society, any society, right?
Yeah.
You got a problem. We spoke about this, right? We spoke about the country called Rwanda before we started. We should mention this, right? And a lot to our African friends. And
Rwanda is my favorite country in Africa, by the way.
It is. Well, they call it the Switzerland of Africa. Right?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Now, the problem is that a lot of people, they, all right, I lost my train of thought, but regardless, all right, let's talk about Rwanda.
Okay, let's talk about your question. We have 7 minutes to go, so let's look into your. We can talk about
7 minutes. We can do more. But what did you do before crypto, mate?
some of it I would rather not talk about, but some of it I was doing gardening. I was a gardener, cutting other people's grass, one, and then I became a software developer, then a CGI artist.
Software developer. Where did you get the skills? Did you go to university?
No. I taught myself when I was cutting.
This is important. Let's pause there.
Right.
So
Yeah.
in other words, if you want to do something right, you don't need a fancy degree.
No,
Don't
not
need
at all.
to spend- Yes.
Correct.
And Gray is a proof of that.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
other words, if you're watching us from Africa, from any third world country, look at this. At the moment, we have enough information out there on the internet for anyone to be able to learn anything.
Right.
I'll stop a little bit here and I'll explain. For example, my favorite thing: how many Nobel Prize winners came from Africa? You think 1.8 billion people?
Right. None. Zero.
7.
A Nobel laureate or
Nobel
Nobel Prize?
Yeah, Nobel laureates.
for Nobel Prize?
Yeah. Except for peace. Let's call it that.
Okay. Except for peace, I would say probably zero or one, not more than one.
2.
Okay. Wow.
Right?
I'm
there
impressed.
was 2 people, right? And
Okay.
they're both Egyptian, and they
Right.
both spent most of their life in America.
Right. Right.
So there was actually 7 Nobel Prizes.
Okay, but you know the 5 is
Five
peace
is-
prize.
five is
I don't
peace prize, yeah.
count
It's a
peace
suck-up
prizes.
one.
Yeah,
it's a suck-up one.
That's
right?
political.
So, yeah, it's political.
Yeah.
Right. Regardless, but what I'm saying though, the reason that like, and the thing is, there's this quote. What is quarter of the world's population there?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Why is it so disproportionate? I'll tell you.
Mm.
That was before the internet and before we got internet penetration that much.
Right.
Because the possible Nobel laureate is probably too busy milking a fucking cow
Right.
in his village because he doesn't have enough time
To do the
go-
physics.
or money
Right.
to go to the place where he would be discovered.
100%.
And that's the problem. But now the point is that look at Gray. It is actually possible to learn a skill just by internet without a fancy degree. To tell the truth, I have a lot of people working for me or with me, and I don't look at the degrees.
I've never looked at a degree neither, because right now it depends where. So if you're in the third world countries, if you're in Moldova, if you're in Africa, wherever, going to university in these countries is actually going backwards for the most part. If you look at the world today, because you got crypto, you got AI, none of these guys can catch. You got marketing. I mean, it's just crazy.
Whatever worked. Like if you're doing the marketing degree,
Right.
it'll at least at best it will be 4 years old.
Yes.
And with marketing, just freaking everything changes so quick.
Right.
I think people that go to university are people that don't really know what they want to do, and they need to be told what to do in order to be successful.
It's the parents as well.
No, but look, it was a model that worked, right? If you look at the world 30 to 40 years, 50 years ago, it was really straightforward. You learn, you work, and you get a job, you can work for it for 30 years. Our parents did that, and their parents too, so it worked. But now the world just evolved to the point that things are changing really fast. You can't do that anymore.
Do you think there's the same with marriage and all the institutions? Like
Marriage?
Yes, I feel like we are living up to standards. Yeah, I think we're in the society in which we are living today is living up to rules and institutions that were worked in the past 50, 60 years and before that. But today they don't work anymore because of the fast pace that world is moving right now. So marriage doesn't work anymore. University doesn't work
It's
anymore.
actually crazy. I just
Having
thought
the
of it.
same
Yeah,
job
I
for the
just
rest
thought
of
of
your
it,
life
right?
doesn't work anymore. Having the same wife for your rest of life doesn't work anymore.
This is crazy.
So in my lifetime, I will have probably 6 or 7 wives.
Trust me, don't worry.
All right.
It's not at the same time at all. Right. Now, the thing, the Gray is a little younger than me. That's why I'm like, I said that. But having said that, look at this. We got crypto. What do we love about crypto?
Freedom.
That's right. That it's not controlled. It's not controlled by any government or any institution.
Yeah.
Right. Now, this is cool. Right. The society for the past 500 years. Right. And the reason banks came around. Right. Is you know why? Mm-hmm. The long story short is you're a rich guy. You have a gold bar. Okay. Now you can sit on your gold bar and protect it with your freaking guns or
Right.
whatever the color is. Right. But sometimes you need to leave your house or place or whatever the color
Yeah.
is. So you leave. You are not then the gold bar gets stolen, you're not rich anymore.
Yeah.
So the banks were created, right? Part of the reason the banks were created to basically look after the people's
Gold,
wealth,
right.
while they fucking around, doing whatever.
Because rich
they do.
people like to fuck around anyway, right?
That's right. Yeah. Okay. That was a joke. Hans. Yeah. Okay. But now we don't have it because of the banks. You also have you always have an intermediary in any like in any process.
Yeah.
For example, God forbid somebody dies. Well, everybody's gonna die, but somebody dies, right? Then you got a state. Then you got a state, and you got a lawyer fucking around with the state. What happens with what happens with your crypto if you didn't say anything to your lawyer?
Gone to zero.
That's right.
Disappear.
That's right.
So I
this
can
is a new
take.
thing.
So people say that you can't take your money with you, but if it's crypto, you can actually take it with you.
That's right. But this is what is called the dead man switch problem.
Right.
Right. So I'm actually thinking about how to solve it. Right. We'll inshallah solve it. Marriage now. Marriage, right, as an institution was created. Let's think about it. Right. For a second, was created to basically to protect the women part of the time. Right.
Right.
Because so the guys just don't go make millions of kids, right? And fuck off, I don't know you anything.
Right.
So marriage is part of that, with the fair, like with the security for the woman. Having said that, and the way it was enforced is by fucking government basically jamming up your throat, saying, okay, you made these kids, you're responsible for them.
Yeah.
Pay the alimony or whatever.
Right. Because you don't want to. Otherwise, you have to pass it down to the taxpayers.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And this is it, right? But now we've got crypto. Yeah. So to tell the truth, in any divorce, all of a sudden, maybe you don't need a lawyer to fuck around.
Right.
And maybe it is possible to represent that don't have anything.
Right.
And
While
you
you have 1,000 bitcoins here.
something like that. You
Right.
see, so the thing is, what I'm trying to say, marriage should be in the head, not on a fucking paper. That's talking about institutions.
Right.
The thing is, you can have all this shit on the paper. You can have all the houses in the world, right? But the thing is, nobody can know what crypto you have. And this is part of the appeal.
Right.
So to tell the truth, there needs to be either new institutions or institutions that actually say something different to what already is existing.
Yeah.
And this is actually very interesting. We should think about that.
But the cool thing is that the society will take about maybe 50 years to catch up. Like institutions, they take a lot of time, especially because you have now incremental growth of technology, right? It just keeps getting better and better. The institutions are still solving the 1 and 2 problems. So I think this is a window for people who are in the know of what's going on to take advantage of these things. You got tech, you got AI, you got crypto, and all this other stuff.
The next question.
Yeah.
Crypto University.
Yeah.
What is it? Why do we know about it? Why should people care?
Crypto University is a platform that I created to help a lot more people to learn about cryptocurrency, because when I learned it, I just felt like, I was like, how would anyone else anywhere learn about this stuff? Because, they don't teach it at universities. And people ask me to do it. Huh?
It's liberating, huh?
It's liberating, exactly. It's like you go on there, it's a website, you go in there, you learn, you watch videos, watch a couple of things, and then boom, you now understand how the current state of money works, and you become freedom. You become free. So that's what Crypto University is.
That's awesome. And this was my next question. But what drove you to start taking education to the masses? And you already answered that.
Yeah.
What other crypto projects you have? And what other crypto projects were you have?
Crypto projects, I have the Pirate Bay, which I'm just the leader of a community. It's a runes that was edged maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then I'm just involved in other projects like BitLayer. I invested in there. I was also early in a couple of meme coins. So right now I'm very, very busy with the meme coin stuff. It's really exciting. But then I also have, I started Kodo, which was the first crypto exchange in Malawi ever.
That's very cool.
I went through a lot of shit with that. We can talk about it another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, mainly those are my main projects that I can talk about publicly.
You sign your messages with the highest level Degen.
Yes.
Degen, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it really you love risk so much? We already spoke about it, but let's see it again.
Yeah. So what I mean by by saying that what did I say on the profile? Something like
Degen of the highest degree.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Degen of the highest order.
Yeah.
Degen.
Order, yeah.
Degen just means that I'm a degenerate trader in crypto, just like you like to take high risks and you buy things that might not make sense, but
now, and the reason, let's explain why it's easier in crypto. And the reason it's easier is because if you work on a factory or something, right?
Yeah.
You get your 500, whatever country you're from, right? Let's call it, you get $1,000 a month, right?
Yeah.
this is $1,000 a month you derive to make your living.
Yeah.
And for example, if you want to put a couple of $100 in the crypto, it's the money you take from yourself or your family to be able to do that. And that's why you're very risk averse.
Yes.
Majority of people generally are risk averse.
Yes.
And this is very difficult for you to throw a couple of $100 somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, if you're in crypto and you hit it lucky with some shitcoin or Memecoin or whatever, right? You may say, I don't know, let's call it in this context, $10,000. So for you, it's a significant amount of money, right? Then for you to throw in $500 would be fuck all.
Yeah.
Would you just, okay, another $500.
Right.
But for a person that we just spoke about who is on $1,000, that $500 is a lot of freaking money. And then look at this fucking dude.
No, but do you understand do you understand meme coins and why people are attracted to them?
Yeah, it's gambling.
Not only that. So think about this. The boomers made their money with real estate and stocks. The millennials...
Talking about social elevator.
Right, it's social elevation, right? Some of the millennials made it with a little bit of tech startups and also the S&P 500.
Yep.
And then now you have people, and then let's say most of the millennials made their money with Bitcoin and Ethereum, right?
Yes.
Now you have a new generation of people that are now like entering the workforce, so they have a little bit of money.
Yeah.
They know for sure that the system is fake, doesn't work.
Yep.
It's all scam.
Yep.
They know that they will not be able to buy Bitcoin enough to get rich because it's already too high, it's gone.
Yep.
Ethereum is gone. And they also know that all the crypto startups that came out in the last cycle, it was all bullshit and a lie.
Yeah.
And they understand. They also know, right now the Gen Z understand pretty much enough that you cannot get rich from your job. The whole thing of I'm going to get a job and get rich doesn't exist.
Yeah.
What they understand is if you stick around in a market like crypto, you might just get lucky, buy something, and then boom, overnight your $500 becomes $1 million.
But that's exactly the same as you do in casino, right?
It is.
If you stick it on a number, there's 35 to 1, right?
Yeah, but before that, there used to be a pathway of how you can make it. In a way, right? People used to get a job, they get respectable amount of...
That was end of 40s, 1950s. That is still apparent. That's American dream.
Right.
And Hollywood pushed it out to the world, right?
Right.
They go, you go work hard, etc. All right. Sweet. So in other words, let's summarize that. What we have there is, yes, you are and we are really degen, but it's a lot easier for us because we're not the ones that actually saving money on our kids' food or in your girlfriend's clothes to be able to freaking gamble like that.
Right.
So in other words, be very careful with your cash.
Yeah.
And don't buy degen coins or meme coins for borrowed money.
Yeah, if you're gonna be a degen, I think have some money already. You're degen with money you don't need. If I buy a bunch of Solana tokens, I spend 20 Solana and tomorrow it all goes to zero, I'm not gonna be homeless, So you have to know how to play the game.
All right, we discussed about shitcoins and memes. Bitcoin we discussed, right? But then I think we'll be discussing more.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the concept.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Tomorrow, I think we talk about AI.
Yeah, hold on.
Tomorrow's, yeah.
All right. Now, it's not a secret that they call Dubai the crypto capital of the world.
Yeah.
Is that right? Do you work Dubai?
I like Dubai. I mean, I met guys like you here in Dubai, right? If I was still in South Africa, I'm sure we wouldn't have met.
It would be difficult, yes.
Yeah, it would be more difficult.
We spoke about global goals. What's your global goal? Apart from money, don't say money.
No.
If you had a goal, all right. If you don't have it, say maybe you're thinking about it.
If I had a goal, I would probably work in architecture, farming, or energy. That's
global one.
Yeah.
So global.
I would rather be working on like solving the next energy solution. I think that's the most interesting thing right now.
That's very humbling.
Yeah.
And very gratifying. All right, before we finish, right? This channel, and we try to make it interesting for you, right? And we are I guess we're not filtering out too much shit.
No.
We talk about fucking P Diddy and sticking your things in places that they shouldn't be.
No Diddy.
Right. Yeah. Basically, we try to make this channel as educational as possible in a fun way and in a humorous way. Let's this particular inaugural episode has had that, but let's aim for that, right?
I know you love education, but I feel like the best education is you can get education by just being authentic if what you're saying is true.
That's right.
So I think we don't even need to try because like your stories have a lot of lessons in them for people that know how to learn. We don't have to even try to make it.
Let's make it interesting and humorous. Tomorrow we'll try to. Oh, sorry. Next episode we'll try to make it a little more lighthearted.
Make America great again or not?
Fuck yeah. Make America great again. I mean, yeah, make America great again. Okay, good luck, Trump. Make America great again. And the format, yeah, the format going forward, because we're always in different places with me and Gray, right? But I think it'll actually work because of our dynamics.
Yeah.
And the format that we're gonna chase is basically an online format, right? So we're gonna have like maybe a weekly episode.
Yep.
And then we'll see how it goes.
And then maybe we record the next episode in person in Russia or somewhere.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's gonna.
We'll wear those Russian hats, right? With bears in the background.
If you can promise that you arrange for me to ride a bear in Russia, I will be there in 2 weeks.
Fucking hell. I don't know. Like I've never seen anyone riding a bear.
My friend, who you know also,
apart from Putin.
Yeah, he did that. He literally went with a bear. He spent 3 days there, in some place with the bears. So that's, for me, it's a reason to go to Russia. A lot of Africans are wondering, is Russia trying to colonize Africa?
It's not about colonize. You see, Africa has a theme, colonization. We should we should probably chat on that a little bit. A lot of the problems in Africa and India and Middle East is because an Englishman, after they left, they drew the borders to how they thought they should be.
Right.
In other words, you can be from one tribe, and you get a border right in the middle.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, people start thinking, "Oh shit, this guy is different," and then there is conflict, right?
But those subdivisions were based on their own interests of the English people or whoever, the colonizers.
And they were based on lack of education.
Right.
What the hell does a lord in England know about freaking Africa?
He was just trying to think about what he can extract.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah. So it's talking about colonization, right? Colonization was bad, but
no. Well, what do you mean colonization was bad?
No, hold on. But colonization, because of the violence and because of how it happened, was bad, right? Yeah. Let's talk about this for next episode. Right? But the thing is, it brought Africa way ahead, right? So it gave it technology at the time that it didn't have. It gave it a lot of opportunity that it didn't have. Right?
Yeah.
It sounds funny coming from a white dude talking about this like this, but it's.
I think you and I have a different understanding of colonization, because you preface this by saying that colonization was bad. Now,
but
I don't think you can say it's good or bad in real sense. If you remove all the emotion out of it. I think it's the human story of civilization. Conquest is part of human civilization. And when you are colonized, what it means is that you lost a war. It's a battle.
That's right. That's what
it's battle.
Yeah, okay.
But I don't think this narrative...
In that context, it's bad.
Most people... Is it bad in that context? Or
well, bad for
if you look, exactly, right?
Bad for whoever lost it.
Colonization is a result of conquest. If you or loss, you lose a battle, you get attacked, and you get infiltrated.
I can't believe the black dude is telling me this.
Well, you know why I say this?
This is crazy. Right?
Because most people, their education on colonization and how this thing played out is very detached from reality. It's about good, bad.
Okay, let's talk about slavery then.
Slavery is the same. You get enslaved.
Okay, first of all, who were the biggest slave traders?
I think the Arabs.
Blacks or white?
I think the Arabs.
Blacks or white?
I don't know. I don't have the facts on that one, but I think in the Arab slave trade was probably one of the biggest and older.
Northern Africa, right?
Yeah, Northern Africa.
But there was basically, the thing is, I would argue it's a black dudes. It's the guys that colonized themselves.
Right.
Sorry, not to colonize themselves. It's the guys that conquested the next tribe.
Yeah.
They basically took them, and then the whites and whoever was doing the trade, they came in and said, "Shit, I'll take this."
I mean, it's exactly the same. People think that colonization was like a bunch of white dudes on their chariots coming in, taking people out. No, they were just working with people that were already the locals,
That's right.
getting control of their population, and then they can organize the trade. Okay. The same as what's happening now. If you want to steal things from Congo and you're America, what you do, you work with the Congolese government, the cabal.
Yeah.
Whether it's South Africa, Rwanda, whoever is in power there, you work with them, give them weapons and money, and they help you to steal from their own people. No different.
Yes, that's right.
No different from what slavery was.
That's right. Talking about slaves, though, I want to make one point clear. nobody, when they talk about slavery, they don't talk about serf peasants.
Right.
You know what a serf peasant is? It's the same as slavery, but it's your own people,
Of course.
right? So, for example, in Russia, there's not that many, like what do you call it, black people there, right? Because they didn't get to Africa. There's every nationality out there.
Yeah.
Like apart from, like, well, actually, now it's very multicultural. But the thing is, when the West was too busy, let's call it fucking Africa back then, right? The Russians were fucking themselves. So in other words, if you were a serf peasant, your life wasn't much better than the life of a slave
In Africa.
in
Africa,
America,
or
in
an American, right.
anywhere, right? Or an Australian convict in Australia, right? So an English convict in Australia. But regardless, this is actually very interesting, right? And by the way, this is our opinion. We don't force it on anyone, right? We don't go and get freaking arrested because some freaking white policy dude somewhere fucking around, right?
Yeah. Look, man, these are ideas worth sharing, discussing, right?
Just our
Perceptions.
opinions,
Right.
And and by the way, notice that we don't start freaking fighting or whatever, even if we do have a different opinion.
Right, exactly.
This is what this is
This is what BRICS is about. This is the BRICS.
Yeah, coming back to your question about colonizing Africa.
Yeah.
Russia, I don't think they want to colonize Africa. It's these spheres of control. If you remember back in the Soviet Union, right, there was people, they were separating communism versus capitalism.
Yeah.
Right? So, and like a lot of Africa was actually communist, right? Because Soviet Union was a lot paying the bills, right? And here, well, you have a lot of civil unrest particularly in French Africa,
yeah.
Right?
They call it francophone.
Yeah, and somebody has to like say somebody like I don't know like when you, for example, like I don't know, but if you're an African leader somewhere, right? Regardless how you got to power, maybe fair, not fair, whatever. If you're an African leader, you sit in there and you go, okay, I need to do something. I need some outside help for technology, for medicine, for whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Right? Who the hell do you go to? China, US, Russia, and these three are mutually exclusive.
Right.
So in other words, if you don't go with China or US, you have to go with Russia.
Russia, right.
And this is what's happening. And a lot of the times, like I would argue that Russia is a lot easier to deal with, right?
Right.
Like well,
It's very straight up. It's straight up, guys.
It's a lot easier to deal with. Like I mean, like anyone can fuck anyone, right? But the thing is, well, you had a lot of American history in the region, right? I mean, Somalia comes to mind real hard, right? Now. So to tell the truth, I don't think so. And the agreements that they make, they just said it, you know what I mean? Like you go, Congo, America comes to Congo, goes to a warlord or something, pays it. I mean, freaking hell, you know. I guess I would hope that Russians are not like that, but I don't know.
I think, look, they respond. So BRICS is also not good or bad. Whether Africa is going to benefit from BRICS is basically up to Africa. It's not because a lot of people like to point fingers. Oh, Russia, China. It's like, yo. If let's localize this problem. Like your livelihood is your responsibility, yes. Right? You can. So I'll give you an example. There's an institution in Africa. It's called the African Union.
Yes.
You know, mirroring the European Union, right? You would think that it's this powerful, giant institution. It's a bunch of countries come together, but here's the joke. The African Union Parliament, which is in Ethiopia, was built as a gift from China. And then there was the whole news that it was being...
So who's the boss?
It was being spied on with the technology. Exactly, right? So it is, how can you blame anyone when you create this institution and you can't even build your own parliament? You go to a third party to do it for you.
Yeah.
I think at future Africa, 200 years from now, they will laugh at the current state of Africa. It's funny.
Let's hope so, because the thing is, but to tell the truth, I mean, you're more powerful if you're united, though.
Right, of course.
Right? So to tell the truth, Russia is united by virtue of number of people.
Yeah.
America is united by virtue of cash. Russia is united by virtue of the land size and resources and potential resources.
But, you know, you also need smart leaders. You know, just the numbers by themselves don't mean anything.
You need
because
smart
you need smart people. Exactly. Smart leaders with balls. Because you can see in Africa, very few countries are functional, like Rwanda. Why is that?
Well, because
there's a G at the top.
But they went from zero.
Right.
If you totally wipe the country completely flat, it's a lot easier to build.
Well, Zimbabwe was completely flattened out. It's still struggling. So you still need a leader that's ballsy, who don't take bullshit, and who is intelligent enough for people to respect.
That comes at a premium. Yeah,
right. You know, you can't. So you need like a tough guy. Usually, tough guys are dumb. In most cases, the smart guys don't have the balls. So you need both to make it all work.
So that's right. Vote for Gray.
I will save it all.
Right. Now, serious. But that's true. Fuck, I love our podcasts. I think they're cool. We should definitely do more. On that, guys.
I think this is the end.
Yeah. I think it's not the end. It's only the beginning. It's the end of the beginning.
Yeah. The end of the new beginning.
That's right.
Look at the killing of that guy. The police killed the guy.
George Floyd.
But
I don't think that's a good example. But anyway, I'll digress.
The thing is that I'm sure that every day. I mean, the American society. We don't live in it. Like we can discuss it, but it means absolutely fuck all. The problem is, right? I don't think that is the problem. The problem is the whole goddamn society is rotting. Right? Because you got guns everywhere. You got freaking idiots with guns everywhere. You got a lot of freaking grief. You got a lot of obviously content-related freaking issues.
Food, even the food they eat in America, I think it's part of the poison. It's why everybody is crazy. You know, most people are crazy.
I think they have Ozempic now, right?
Yeah, and then 5-10 years down the line, they'll also find out about how bad it is to some people. But anyway, my introduction to the N-word was through rap music, gangster rap. It's how I learned how to speak English. And to me, the meant like, my brother, G, and all that stuff. It was like camaraderie.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to South Africa, I started learning about white black racism. That's when I learned about the N-word is a bad word. But to me, I have no emotional affiliation, but I just don't care. Because where I grew up, it's not a thing.
Well, same in the Soviet Union or Russia.
You're right.
Right? Like serious. It's like but still, truth. I think this is like I'm reluctant to say it, even though I usually say.
What's in the UK though is bad. No,
but it's
contextual there. Yeah, it's cultural.
It's because it was like, put it this way, right? So for example, like there are a lot of words that people call Russians that are bad. Right.
Well, what does that mean in Russian?
It means fuck all.
No, but do you have a slur? Do you have slurs in Russian? that are like, do Russians even have a thing called racism? Do you have a concept of racism in Russia?
Not in the context. Now that I think about it, not really.
No, is there even a word for it?
No, racism. Yeah, there is a word.
Racism.
For it.
But the racism seems borrowed already.
No, but even look, I'm thinking because what was earlier. The country, I'm assuming the country Niger came after all the atrocities in the US. Niger.
After the atrocities in Liberia.
No, but the naming. Niger.
Niger.
Right? If you spell it, that's right.
Yeah.
In Russian, that's exactly how you pronounce it.
Niger.
Oh, yes.
To pronounce Niger, you say.
Yes.
I guess in English it's the same.
Well, that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
But so you got to think about that. But as far as racism is concerned, no, hold on, there is, but it's the word, but it's directed towards themselves.
So it's
example,
like
there are Muslim part of Russia in the south, right?
Yeah.
So
Chechnya?
all Russian, Chechnya, Dagestan, etc.
Yeah.
Right. And there are a lot of republics. Soviet Union was 15 republics, right? So you had Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, all those stands, right?
Yeah.
They're actually Muslim. They're ethnically looking like Turkish.
Right.
Well, not Turkish, Turk. Let's call it the Turkish is wrong. They're ethnically looking Mongoloid. Let's call it that, right? So slanted eyes, etc.
They look kind of Chinese in my ignorant ways.
Yeah, if you go towards China, they look Chinese. If you go towards the south, they look Muslim.
Right.
Well, they're not Muslim. They look closer to Arab than anything else, right?
Yes.
And the thing is, those guys inside, say, Moscow, they actually called blacks, but they're not blacks. How many? They actually fucking that's it. They actually called blacks.
So the Moscow Russians can be racist against the southern.
The southern ones,
right?
Anyone outside of Moscow,
right?
But they call them blacks. Like direct transliteration, like direct translation is actually they call them black asses, right? It's
right.
Черножопые,
right?
Or but direct translation is black asses, even though they're not freaking black. Yeah, how the hell does that happen? But this comes to. It doesn't matter what color you are. Somebody will always
find something to distinguish. Yeah.
And the reason they call them blacks, right, is because they're a shade freaking darker than goddamn meat. You know what I mean? So it's like we're talking about freaking shade, you know.
Because they like the Kyrgyzstan people, they're not black.
They're not,
Right.
but they're called blacks
Yeah.
in Russia, right? But then, like a lot of, for example, if you ask black dudes back in Soviet Union, because there was a Olympics in 1980s, right? Back in Moscow, if you go there, right? So people are like if a black dude comes through, like
Whoa,
this is like,
yeah.
oh.
I mean-
This is what happens if you go now. If I go to China, like
I mean, if you go to Africa, like
right.
when I was growing up in Africa, we see a white person,
Yeah.
a bunch of kids would just start following him around.
that's right.
They have
Yeah,
never
that's
seen,
right.
they've never seen a person like this before.
Well,
These days, with the woke culture, they're racist. So
Yeah.
I see a lot of black people
Yeah.
who travel on TikTok, making videos complaining about everybody's looking at me. I just arrived in this country. They're racist. Like, bro, they just never seen you before.
That's right. Well, that's what it was happening in Russia. But in Russia, there is racism, but directed towards that. For example, a lot of the times, like just what happens, right? That a lot of terrorist acts that happen in Moscow, Russia, etc.
Yeah.
they're done by the guys with beards. Let's call them that.
Right.
And
Is your
that-
beard like yours?
a
little
can't
more.
grow sideways, but a lot blacker.
Right.
If I dye my beard, it will be blacker, right? But a lot blacker. And the thing is, and people as a mob, they start associating it because that's the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
Like basically, like it's like back in the early 2000s, right?
Yeah.
Just because 9/11 was caused by guys of a certain faith,
Middle East, yeah.
yeah, was caused by guys of a certain faith, doesn't mean that every person of this faith
Yeah.
is a fool.
Right.
I met so many fuckwit Christians. It's not even funny. You know what I mean? So idiot Christians. You know what I mean?
Even the guys that punched who fuck you up in Dubai, they're probably Christian.
They were not.
Okay.
Those people were the faith I'm talking about.
Okay.
No. But the thing is, the religion or the color or anything does not
Matter.
define what kind of person you are. You can be black, you can be black and the worst asshole. You can be white and the worst asshole. You know what I mean? It's just you're a nice person and you're not.
A good example of this is countries like South Africa or America, where there's a lot of strong sentiment against immigrants.
Yeah.
But what most people don't realize is that you can push out all the immigrants. Within yourself, you start finding differences.
That's right. That's exactly. The
I'm
problem.
closer and you're Zulu, therefore fuck it.
Yeah,
Let's
well,
fuck.
Look, Australia is a good example of actually homogeneous society. Well, homogeneous society with lots of races. Australia, because it takes a lot of effort to get there.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Everybody is kind of filtered, let's call it that, right? And everybody came from somewhere. Over a third of the population is born outside of Australia. And that's why, for example, even though I wasn't born there, but I spent most of my life there, right? I never felt out of place there. And this is kudos to society, to Australia, because we still haven't forgotten that everybody came from there. Unlike US, because in America, they still they already have forgotten that.
Right.
Fucking every one of them is an immigrant.
Right. And most people in America think that they're actually there. I was born here, therefore this is where I've always been.
But this is
But you look a few hundred years, you're like,
what
boom.
needs to be remembered is that our world is only 40,000 k's in circumference, and we are all on one freaking rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, and today's pauper, maybe tomorrow's wealth, and vice versa. By the way, a lot of people actually don't realize how easy it is to lose wealth. You know what I mean?
Have you ever lost money?
If you Google me, you'll see that I'm the guy that lost $600 million.
How? And how did that feel?
Well, we spoke about this, right? What's the worst thing that can happen? You know what I mean? Like we discuss it in the next episode, right? We'll keep it.
I think, we'll keep it for the next episode. So if you want to learn how Sergey lost 600 million, then you should watch the next episode. So you guys have got so many Sergeys in Russia. You got Sergey, Sergey. They all pronounced differently.
No, it's always Sergey.
It's
But
always
the problem
Sergey.
is, but I went to a boys' school in Australia, right?
Is one gay and the other one not?
If you go to a boys' school anywhere
Right.
in Australia, you go Sergey. What's your name, man?
Mm.
Sergey. You know what I mean? You go,
Right.
like it doesn't roll off the tongue. It's
Right,
good in
right,
English.
right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but in Russian, Sergey.
Sergey, okay.
Yeah, and like just like I guess.
So even if you have a Y at the end or an EI, it doesn't matter.
I use both. Sometimes you
Right.
get a J.
Right.
So it depends on the transliteration. But the thing is, it's a saint. Like this Saint Sergius is a saint in Russia, and that's
Right.
why. And that's why Sergei Radonежский.
Why is every Russian this person's name Vlad? Why is everybody in Russia?
Because like a lot of them actually start with Vladislav, Vladimir, like this. Like there are like it's a start. It's easier for people to pronounce.
Okay, so it's the easiest Russian name.
Vlad could be could be a number of names.
That-
It's the beginning of a
Right. Does it have any meaning or context?
Vlad, like I'm not sure about but to tell the truth, it may sound like Vlad, like as in like from Vladika, like the owner, so to speak.
The owner.
right?
Oh,
Maybe.
Vladimir Putin. So it's like the owner Putin.
Yeah, like that's yeah. It's like no, it's like, but maybe it's derived from that. I'm not sure.
Right.
Like, but maybe like, if you're interested, maybe you can put it in the comments or
Yeah.
whatever. If you know.
Yeah. If you guys got any questions, leave them down. We'll talk about them in the next episode. Yeah.
All right.
Peace out.